Hi, everyone. Hi, TXC crew. For those of you who are our subscribers in the TXC crew, check in the chat box. I want to say hi to you guys. Haven't been on a live in a couple of weeks. I've done some videos, but not as a live. So I want you to check in the chat box. If you are new to the channel, I'm Larita. I'm an attorney. We also have another attorney on the channel, Tracy. And we have a wide variety of videos. I was just talking to somebody the other day, was saying like we don't really have one niche. We have a variety of things because we as people have a variety of interests, right? So we have something for aspiring lawyers. We have something for personal finance people. We have something for veterans. We have something like live reactions. We have a variety of things just for everybody. So it's probably something on the channel that would be of interest to you. So check out our playlist and subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button so it can push it out to the YouTube algorithm. What it does is for viewers like you, we find the topics interesting. It puts them in front of other viewers so that they can see our channel and we can grow further. So today's topic, if you haven't noticed from the thumbnail and from the title, coming in hot, right? From that song, coming in hot. Coming in hot. Excuse my lighting is acting crazy today, but we have a couple of topics that we're going to talk about, hot topics, and this is a reaction video to certain topics. This is not any way legal opinions. This is me as a lawyer reacting to certain topics that are trending right now. We're going to talk about the Fugees Rapper Pras, who was found guilty of political conspiracy. We're going to talk about Tyrese, who's been ordered to pay over $600,000 in child support, back child support, and lawyers' fees. Actually, most of it is lawyers' fees, but we'll get to that. We'll talk about Jonathon Majors and the recent development with him and what's going on with his life. It seems like it keeps going, it's getting worse and worse by the day. And then we'll talk about also Jerry Springer, who was popular to many millennials such as myself. With his show, he passed away today at the age of 79. But we'll talk a little bit more about him, his legacy, and how he basically impacted culture, TV culture. So if you're new to the channel, like I said, make sure you hop in the chat box, say hi. TXC crew, check in the chat box so I can say hi to you. Hi, Judy, watching the ads first support. Thank you for your support, guys, for watching the ad supports the channel. So if you're new here, Judy is also another lawyer, YouTube lawyer. She has a channel called AA Legal Focus, and she focuses on different topics just like we do. She has a trending topic right now about a lawyer that was actually killed in Florida, and it was like a hired hit and things of that nature. So thank you, Judy, for your support. All right, so we're going to start out with Jonathon Majors' case. And if you're not familiar with Jonathon Majors, I'm going to share my screen with you and talk about the news development here. And I want to know what you guys think about it. A lot has been happening with Jonathon Majors, and not in a good way. They actually spelled his name wrong in the article that I'm about to share with you guys. But Jonathon Majors is an actor. And right now, for those of you who are not familiar, he is going through a domestic violence case with his girlfriend. The alleged accusations that he hit her while they were in a car on the way to something. And so he's basically been losing a lot of endorsements. The Army, he was doing an Army commercial. He lost endorsements for that. He also had some future events that were canceled. They got recasted because of this. Now, granted, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? But it seems like a lot of this is being tried in the court of public opinion. I want to know what you guys think. If you've heard of the Jonathon Majors case, what do you guys think about what happened? Obviously, we weren't there, so we don't know exactly what happened. But based on what's being leaked to us, people are gathering their views or having views about what happened. I'll give a brief background. And for those of you who don't know who Jonathon Majors is, this is his Wikipedia. He's an American actor, born in 1989. After graduating from Yale University with a Master's of Fine Arts in Acting, Majors rose to prominence for starring in the independent feature film The Last Black Man in San Francisco in 2019. In 2020, he gained wider notice for starring in the HBO television series Lovecraft Country, for which he received a nomination for a Primetime Emmy. He has a pretty impressive resume in regards to his career, but basically, even also he did he was in Creed 3 with Michael B. Jordan, and he actually did a film with Chadwick Boseman before he passed away. So he was really, he was coming in hot. He was really hot, and sometimes when you get a little too hot, people start to come out of the woodwork. So what happens is he was charging this crime with the girlfriend, but then after that happens, other people started to come forward and say, yeah, he was abusive to me as well. And they're trying to figure out what's happening. I'm going to share, he's represented by attorney Priya Chowdhury. Let me show you her page, because I was saying that basically a lot of this stuff is right now being tried in the court of public opinion. And his attorney has basically, her husband does, he does PR, like public relations, and has been releasing stuff. She represented, if those of you who think she sounds familiar, she represented Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shah. She was actually, she pled guilty, was convicted and sentenced this year for telemarketing scheme. And she also represented Canadian screenwriter and film producer Paul Haggis, who was also found liable on 3 counts of rape and sexual abuse in a civil trial last year. Not to say that her track record right now hasn't been great, but the ones that she's known for have been, she hasn't won. I'm sure she does win in general, but those last couple of ones she's taken an L. So she's taught at Rutgers Law. Rutgers actually is my undergrad institution. She's taught there, and supposedly, she has a good reputation. Otherwise, you wouldn't have probably have someone represent you, right? But like I said, right now, he's being tried in the court of public opinion. People have developed their opinions of what is happening. It hasn't even gone to trial yet. This is going to be the same jury pool that they're going to be using when he actually gets to trial. And when you put certain information out there, people are going to say, I don't know what's going on. So the recent video that they recently released regarding the victim in this case is a video of her clubbing after the alleged incident that supposedly says her hand was hurting and she was bitten or something like that. And they said they have a video of her clubbing. This may in some ways vindicate him. I think that was the intention of them putting the video out, to vindicate him in that sense. But right now it looks like victim shaming and blaming, and it may not sit right with a lot of people, especially if they have any women in their jury pool, right? The original text messages that they released from the victim to him saying like, this is my fault, I told him it was my fault, blah, blah, blah. It seemed very battered woman-like, right? When someone is abused and they want to just like make it up to the abuser, they would say anything to kind of make it better. They released these text messages as proof like, see, he didn't do anything. But from what I read, I was like, it kind of screams battered woman, and she definitely was just trying to make it good with him. As of today, though, she got a restraining order against him as of today, which is Thursday, April 27th. So we'll see what ends up happening in that case. Let me check the messages. No problem, Judy. Thanks for watching. I'm interested in all this since I haven't had time to read on the cases. Yeah, so it's been developing, and it hasn't been good for Johnathan Majors. This has cost him a lot of money. Lost quite a bit of deals and quite a bit of money just because of this allegation. So we'll say it's an allegation until he's convicted or confesses that he's done it. My cousins went to Rutgers too. Also great education. Yeah, I appreciate my Rutgers education. Make sure not trust anything you see first about these types of allegations. Yeah, so right now, a lot of people are coming out of the woodworks in regards to that case. I don't know what's going to end up happening. Those of you watching, if you're watching this on a replay gang, hashtag replay gang, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you have an opinion? Have you formed an opinion already? You probably wouldn't be a good jury candidate if you've already formed an opinion, because that's what they'll ask you voir dire when they're going around and asking jurors like what they already know about a case, and if they have any kind of preconceived biases or notions about a particular topic. You probably wouldn't be a good candidate, but that's that. All right, so we're going to hop into the next topic. We're going to talk about 4 topics. So that was the first one. The next topic we're going to talk about is Tyrese. So if you have watched my video, I did a video a couple of months ago, where Tyrese was ordered to pay child support to his ex-wife and $10,000 a month. And he was basically saying that was too much. She doesn't need that amount. A lot of people had things to say about it as well. Hey guys. Okay, back for a second. So I was going to share the video I did originally about this case. And if you haven't already watched it, when you're finished watching this video, hop over to it. That's when I was doing the car chronicles, when I was sitting in car rider line and just reacting to certain topics. But I did it 7 months ago. So he was ordered to pay $10,000 in child support for his 3-year-old daughter. And they were back in court because the ex-wife took him back to court to enforce the judgment because he wasn't paying this $10,000 in child support. Let me just play what I originally did, and you can kind of watch the whole thing later. Car Chronicles. All right, so this week I'm going to talk about, this is kind of a popular trending topic. So it was in the news. I don't know why this is big news, but Tyrese was going through a custody battle with his ex-wife, and they were getting divorced. And there was also some child support and some alimony as part of the divorce. He was ordered to pay $10,000 a month in child support for his 3-year-old daughter, and everybody has an opinion on it. What do you guys think? Is $10,000 too much? I'm going to talk about the legal part of it and also see what you guys just think. You know, what do y'all think about $10,000 a month for a 3-year-old? Let's talk. All right, so that's the video I did 7 months ago in regards to that topic. Now, this is the recent thing that's come up, and he was recently ordered to pay over $600,000 in back child support and lawyer's fees to his ex-wife's lawyer for having to take him back to court for this breach of duties for his child support. So Tyrese ordered to pay nearly $650,000 to ex-wife and her lawyer. Actually, a majority of that is going to her lawyer, to be honest with you, but we're going to read on. TMZ reports Tyrese appeared in Fulton County Court on Tuesday, where a judge ruled that the actor needs to pay $237,944 to his ex-wife, Samantha Lee Gibson, as well as $399,000 to Samantha's attorney. You see that? Samantha's attorney is the winner in this case, not even Samantha, because as a result of her having to represent Samantha in this child support case, I don't know what she was billing at, but it was obviously a lot of work to rack up $399,000. Now, what usually happens is if it's a matter of somebody is not doing what they're supposed to do, and the other party has to hire an attorney to represent for something that was already been decided by the courts, a lot of times they'll also ask for attorney's fees. Like, why should I have to pay for someone to represent me because you're not doing what you're supposed to do as ordered by the court, right? So in this situation, nobody's really the winner. Tyrese is definitely the loser in this situation because he has to pay over $650,000, and that money is not all even going to his child. What do you guys think about that, right? Do you think the legal system needs to be changed? Do you think people just need to abide by what the court order says? So it says back in August, which is when I did the video, Tyrese refused to pay $10,000 per month to his ex as he believed the amount was excessive. He claims Samantha doesn't need that much because she makes good money on her own. The Fast and Furious actor also has alleged that the judge was racist toward him. Despite the judge's decision, TMZ notes that Tyrese's attorney, Tanya Mitchell Graham, says her client plans to appeal the ruling and file a motion for a new trial. Graham also said Tyrese doesn't have to pay his ex-wife until May 15th, though she believes the due date could be pushed back further once she files the appeal. The $273,000 Tyrese owes Samantha represents the child support money he owes plus interest. He also needs to cough up about $17,000 for the special master use. If this is considered a separate fee, the total comes up to just under $654,000. What do you think about that? I know we talked about it a little before in regards to like what when you have custody cases and child support and what a child actually needs and whether a child really needs $10,000 a month. And I want to go back, and I talked about it in the video, but the child support is based off of what it's supposed to provide the child with a lifestyle that would have been had both the parents been together and living in the same household, the lifestyle that both of the parents would have been able to provide the child. Whoever is the primary custodial parent is the one that's awarded the support to take care of those needs. Needs can include things like vacations, taking trips, doing things that would, if Tyrese was in the house with his daughter, he probably would have done because he has a certain lifestyle he lives based on his own income, right? So yes, maybe food doesn't cost $10,000, but there's a certain lifestyle that had he been living there, he would have, his daughter would have been accustomed to living. So that's why it's that amount. And I know some people, it's not going to be the same for everybody because everybody's income is not the same. But I want to know what you think. Let me check the comments. Marcus covered the child support case today too. Oh, okay. You guys haven't watched Marcus, a debt-free dad, is another attorney who's also on YouTube. We kind of go on each other's channels and kind of react to topics. So I haven't checked out Marcus's video yet, but did a video on the child support case. That sounds fine. It depends on how much he and the mom make. Right. Those factors come into consideration. I think people get jaded by the fact that, yes, you probably don't make enough for that you would be ever required to pay $10,000. Like the average person wouldn't be required to pay that amount. But we're talking about millionaires here. So $10,000 is probably honestly a drop in the bucket for millionaires. For an average person, yeah, that probably would be a lot. And, it's relative. Some people are like, well, $500 is a lot for me because I don't make a lot of money and I got bills to pay and things of that nature. But the reality of it is you have a child to support. If that's what's going to be required to pay, they come first. They didn't ask to be here. And what the custody arrangement is, at least that's what matters. And yeah, so whoever is the primary custodian who has the child the most is the one that's going to be able to get awarded the child support agreement. So that's the Tyrese situation. I want to know what you guys think. Remember, if you're watching this video, hit the thumbs up button so it pushes it out to the YouTube algorithm so that other viewers just like yourself can see it. All right, moving on to the last two topics. I'm going to probably end with Jerry Springer. So if you're watching, stay to the end for that. The next one is the Fugees Rapper Pras was found guilty. And this wasn't actually as highly publicized. This came out this week in regards to what happened with him, but he was found guilty of political conspiracy, and it holds a prison sentence up to 20 years. If you guys don't remember, Fugees is a group that Lauryn Hill was in back in the day, and he was the rapper in that particular group. The allegation is that he received millions of dollars in funds from a Malaysian financier, and also in regards to, on behalf of China, in regards to getting access to certain politicians and certain American groups, right? So he was paid, and he said, I didn't know that was something that was illegal. So I'll read it. It says a Fugees rapper accused in a multi-million-dollar political conspiracy spanning 2 presidencies was convicted Wednesday after a trial that included testimony ranging from actor Leonardo DiCaprio to former U.S. Attorney Jeff Sessions. Pras Michelle was accused of funneling money from a now fugitive Malaysian financier through straw donors to Barack Obama's 2012 re-election campaign, then trying to squelch a Justice Department investigation and influence an extradition case on behalf of China under the Trump administration. A jury in Washington, D.C. federal court found him guilty of all 10 counts, including conspiracy and acting as an unregistered agent of a foreign government. The defense argued that Grammy-winning rapper from the 1990s hip-hop group The Fugees simply wanted to make money and got bad legal advice as he reinvented himself in the world of politics. What was interesting, though, is that the guy Pras met the Malaysian financier Low Tak Joe in 2006 when the businessman, usually known as J. Lo, was dropping huge sums of money and hobnobbing with the likes of Paris Hilton. Low helped finance Hollywood films, including The Wolf of Wall Street. Leonardo DiCaprio testified Low had appeared to him as a legitimate businessman and had mentioned wanting to donate to Obama's campaign. Pras testified in his own defense, and he said Low wanted a picture with Obama in 2012 and was willing to pay $1 million to get it. Pras agrees to help and use some of the money that he got to pay for friends to attend fundraising events. No one has ever told him that it was illegal, he said. What do you guys think about that? He basically was, my screen. Okay. He basically was saying, like, I just thought, this is another way of making money, which in reality, I'm sure in the political world, a lot of money gets switched hands in the general thing, right? He just got caught. He was one of the people that got caught. The fact that he financed the whole film, obviously it had nothing to do with politics, because when we're talking about political contributions, there's a lot of laws surrounding like fundraising and where the money is coming from and things of that nature. So he got caught up in that, and unfortunately he may have to pay the price, although some people may also get caught up in things like that. He may be paying the price for that. So it's interesting because it's like a blast from the past. I haven't heard about him in a while, and I guess he's kind of switched gears and is not in the entertainment musical world any longer. He's trying to take another route. Unfortunately, this new route has cost him possibly his freedom. So let me know what you think in the comment section about that. And if you're, like I said, if you're watching this video on replay and you're new to the channel, welcome to the TXC crew. Hit the subscribe button so that you can see videos we post every week, some different topic. I'm sure there'll be one that is of interest to you. Today's video is just doing hot topics that have been going on this week. All right, so moving on to the last topic I'm going to talk about, that is the Jerry Springer. Jerry, right? Everybody knows Jerry Springer. He basically, he is the face of what was the original reality television show and just like raunchy television, daytime television. He brought on quite a bit of characters. There was quite a bit of fighting, just foolishness. He died today at age 79. He had pancreatic cancer. And it's interesting, though, because Jerry Springer, his original occupation was a lawyer. He was a lawyer. He graduated from Northwestern Law School. He worked for the Kennedy administration at some point. And then I don't know how he got to doing Jerry foolishness, but he got to there at some point. And I know a lot of millennials, even older millennials such as myself, remember him. Probably television we should have been watching because it was just foolishness. But he brought a lot of people on the show. So it's not just one kind of race. He honestly, he exploited a lot of different races, more like the class people who would get on there and make a fool of themselves. This is an article from November 2022. It says why Jerry Springer is apologizing for the Jerry Springer show. He had changed her heart. The sounds of Jerry may still haunt Jerry Springer. The talk show host offered up an unexpected apology following the Jerry Springer show's almost 3-decade run. During a November 8th appearance on David Yontef's Behind the Velvet Rope podcast, Springer said he was so sorry for how his show went on to impact TV. I just apologize, he said. I'm so sorry. What have I done? I've ruined the culture. Then he quips, I just hope hell isn't that hot because I burn real easy. I'm very light complected. The Jerry Springer show, which ran between 1991 and 2018, became popular thanks to his tabloid-esque content and profanity-prone guests. And while the chat show may have been a dream career for some, Springer told Yontef he was just a schlub who got lucky. There was never a thought in my mind growing up that I'd be in show business, he said. I mean, I'm a lawyer. I started out being a lawyer and working for Bobby Kennedy. And in other words, my background is political and legal. Yet, after his stint as Cincinnati mayor between 1977 and 1978, Springer turned his career path to TV. I was offered a job to anchor the news for the NBC affiliate in Cincinnati, and I did that for 10 years, and that was a rational transition. You go from politics to reporting to news to anchoring. So how did he end up on the show as the host? According to Springer, the same company that he worked for as an anchor handled daytime TV shows, and he was asked to fill the void left by Phil Donahue's retirement. I was assigned to it as an employee, and then all of a sudden the show took off. After 4,000 episodes, the syndicated series quietly came to an end in July 2018. Springer did return to TV in 2019 with Judge Jerry, a reality court show, which ran for 3 seasons. So like I said, he was an attorney, and I don't know how it went that direction, but can't believe he died at age. Where does the time go? Like he was old. He had a good run. He benefited substantially from people willing to make a fool of themselves on TV, and that's a far cry from coming from Northwestern, which is a top T14 law school, meaning top 14 law school in the nation, and going to doing trash TV. But I guess, that's what he wanted to do. And I'm sure people have very fond memories of watching Jerry when they weren't supposed to, when they wanted to. Some people said they watched it when they stayed home from school sick, or if they were just at home with an older parent or a grandparent, they would watch the trash TV. So people have memories of it. It's not the soap operas, but it's memories nonetheless. So we're going to wrap up this particular live with that. Rest in peace, Jerry Springer. I'm sure your show has impacted. I don't know if it necessarily has positively impacted people, but it was there nonetheless. The lawyer, judge, and now TV talk show host. And so we'll see what's happening. But thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm sure he enjoyed the TV career more than life in a law firm or whatever. Maybe. I'm sure it was very interesting to say the least. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Judy, for engaging in the chat. Those of you who are tuning in today or tuning on the replay game, thank you for supporting the channel. We're going to do a poll to see kind of what you're interested in doing, because we try to do topics that are interesting to our viewers. So let us know in the chat in the comment section what you may want to see from us. And also we'll try to do a poll to kind of see what's of interest to you as well. Thank you guys for joining today. Hope you have the rest of your good Thursday and TGIF Friday tomorrow. Thanks again, guys, and see you next week in the next video.